Ndị be anyị ekeneni m unu n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị sị na ya dịrị ndị Igbo na mma. Dịka o si dị, ihe a bụ Igbo Media ka anyị si wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasata maka ana Igbo and Igbo community and ihe debe na Nigeria. Ya bụ ife ka anyị na-ewetara unu na Igbo Media. Dịka isi wee na-esole anyị, ọ bụ na nke a bụ ụbọchị izizi gị ị na-abịa n'ilu akwụkwọ na Igbo Media, kabaru ka subscribe and turn on your notification ka ị lapụ miss any of our update dịka anyị na-etikwu ya n'ilu akwụkwọ kwa mgbe. Dịka o si dị, o nwere ya wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa gbasata maka ka ya bụ ife si ada and gbasata maka ka ya bụ ife si akpọtụ n'ala Igbo. Biko mma achọ ka ige ya bụ ife. Ihe a bụ ihe BIAFRA Chief of Staff bụ Ngozi Orabueze kwuru n'ilu akwụkwọ gbasata maka ka o si ada na Finland and gbasata maka Biafran Prime Minister Maazị Simon Ekpa. So igecha ya bụ ife idropụra ife iche n'ilu akwụkwọ gbasata maka ihe bụ ife ndị a niile okwu. All right, over to you.
United States of Biafra is not a role that I pre-planned for. I'm always comfortable working from behind the scene. I'm always comfortable doing the things that I do behind the scene. Because our Prime Minister will always be the one in the front. And all of you here that know our Prime Minister, you all know that he always wants to do things by himself. So many things he does alone, by himself. He carries it on his head. The removal of our Prime Minister from our midst really makes some of us to stand up to do the things that ordinarily we wouldn't be doing, because all these things were being done by our Prime Minister, directly by him, because of the experiences he's had with our leader, NNAMDI. Our Prime Minister became more conservative, more introverted. Most of the things he does, even anybody, that's why I keep telling people, and I challenge people, anybody that comes out to tell you that we are doing this with our Prime Minister, that we are doing defense with our Prime Minister, that we are doing peace, do not pay any attention to them. They know nothing. Nobody knows anything about our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. He's such a unique individual that before he even tells you that he has a problem, you are the one that will be telling him this problem, your eye is swollen. Okay, what is going on? He won't tell you that. That is the kind of person our Prime Minister is, for those of you here that know him very well. So we have a decentralized form of government in the United States of Biafra, which is a confederate state. We have decentralized army. And the reason that the Prime Minister approved the decentralized army is because it goes along with the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, which was approved by our Prime Minister. If you go to the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, it is a confederating system of government. That is what our Constitution approves for us. So the confederating system goes with the decentralized military. Anybody telling you anything outside this, that means they are not part of the government. I want to use this opportunity to let Biafrans know that the Biafra defense is almost 99% strong, solid behind the United States of Biafra. Do not let anyone deceive you. That deceit, those stories is what the Nigerian state wants them to be telling on air or be using to confuse you. Do not let them deceive you. The Biafran combatant is 100% behind the United States of Biafra in our quest to fully protect our territory. We strongly believe in the chain of command. That is why when we see some of our loved ones that have played a huge role in the defense of our nation, you see them stepping out of track. It becomes a concern, not just to the government, but even to some Biafrans that are genuinely following what we are doing. Again, this government has been making funds available to our angels on ground as much as we could. We are not going to steal. We can only give what we have. We do not want an individual to come and go to the wherever they want and just carry money and dump it on our angels to deceive them. We don't want that to happen. That is why I take out time to invite our angels doing our fundraisings to be part of what we do and see how much money we raise. And many of them do understand that. There is nowhere we dump this money. Yes, we do public fundraising, and we also thank those that privately sponsor us. But we can only work with what we have. It may take a little while, but we are consistently doing that. And I want to let Biafrans know, even before the United States of Biafra, the Prime Minister was most times handling these things by himself. And most of the angels that interact with the Prime Minister, we tell you the same stories. The Prime Minister said that his men, he said, nobody knows anything about them. And that is the instruction. Nobody knows nothing. It is with time that we are trying to coordinate and bring everybody together based on the list and based on the information that the Prime Minister passed to myself, which I'm gradually passing on to those whose task it is to continue to follow on the footsteps that the Prime Minister has set for us. The Prime Minister's army, they are not online. They are not on social media. Anytime you see the Prime Minister's angel on the social media, just know they've deviated. The person have deviated. They have deviated, and we do not want that deviation to continue, because that is what the enemies from the Nigerian state and their agents, their Biafran agents, that is what they want. Do not fall into that. Don't fall into that trap. Again, when somebody says we have our angels on ground, it is this time that we are, as a government, trying to bring everybody together. Personally, I really have no business to really know some of these respected individuals. If what happened to a Prime Minister didn't happen to him. But I cannot run a government or run a country where you do not know what each individual is doing in their department. It is the right thing to do as a leader. Just like we have the defense team come out right now to tell Biafrans about Biafra defense. That is what is expected of them. We have the different departments under the United States of Biafra. And all of them, all these secretaries, they are doing their job as expected based on their expertise in their different departments. I'm not there with them, but that doesn't mean that I do not get update on what they do. That is the right thing as a leader, to build a strong nation. So any person that comes to tell you that Dr. Rabreze will leave this person, leave that one, and just let that one do their own thing, that person does have no clue what leadership is all about. It's like you having an organization and you have 5 different departments that you are the CEO. At the end of the day, you do not know one particular department is doing because you just want to let them be. You just want them to do it their own way. Then tomorrow, when they call you as a CEO, you give a report of this, your organization. We are running a nation, not just one department. You say, oh, I don't know about that department because I left it to somebody to manage for you. So if there's a problem that comes out from that department as a nation or as an organization, how do you protect what those department is doing? How do you ensure that that department gets the adequate training they need to run a successful military department, successful education department, successful information department? It is through trainings that are standardized, both at the local and the international level. Your commanders, your generals on ground must go through these trainings so that you know that when they are doing things, whether you're there or not, they are doing that based on the best practices, either as a military or a police or education or finance or trade. That's the kind of government, that is the kind of country we are running in the United States of Biafra, because we want to be the best, one of the best countries in Africa. And we cannot run that when you, as a leader, you don't know what somebody is doing, what another department is doing. You want to just leave it for them, let them just do it, and you focus on this one. No true leader does anything like that. And this kind of mentality are some of the things we want to change in the United States of Biafra. So people go through these leadership trainings and know how to run a successful organization. We also want to run a country where the people that relay information, they pass accurate information to Biafrans. This is a transitional phase where Biafrans are really studying everyone, including myself. People that we've held of high esteem before. And we now discover that most times the information they relay publicly are not the right information. They are false information. How do we continue to allow people like that to be in the leadership position in the United States of Biafra? That means we can as well go back to the Nigerian state and continue to do the lies and the suppression and the oppression and the misinformation with the Nigerian state. We can as well not do what we are doing if we want to allow individuals that we trust to continue to misinform the people, misinform the public. How can we build a better country when we allow things like that to happen? Somebody will just be on the air and outrightly lie to you. Somebody was showing that I have a son. This is my son in the middle of my husband. I mean, how can people we trust just be shedding off lies like that? The whole world knows I have only 4 daughters. Only 4 daughters. I don't know if these people are the ones that born or had this son with me or had this. I mean, people just lie just to destroy other people. What do we gain when we go on social media and just lie to destroy another person? You pull people's private information. You keep lying against them just because you do not have the opportunity they have. Why are we Biafrans doing that to ourselves? And what do you gain? If not to destroy those who are genuinely restoring the United States of Biafra. What do you gain by that? And then tomorrow or next year or anytime you expect Biafrans to respect you. Meanwhile, you've continued to lie about people. You continue to spread false information about your fellow Biafrans. What do you gain by doing that? Again, I keep telling people, this is not about me, the COS. Neither is it about the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Neither is it about our leader, NNAMDI. Because what they did to the Prime Minister and to our leader and to me, they will do it to you. If I'm not here tomorrow and they put you there, Nigerian state will still use this crop of individuals to still do the same thing they are doing to me, or to our, they will do it to you. So it's not about me. That is why all of us must join hands together and fight this common enemy that is in our midst. They are not outside, they are within us. And if we do not fight them, nobody else will fight them for us. When you see your fellow Biafrans spreading false information about another person, ask them, did you investigate this? Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you taking the actions you are taking? All the people, almost everybody, when we had BIAFRA Republic government in exile, everybody had their assignment. When we have this assignment from our Prime Minister, including our combatant defense team on ground, ask yourself today, the task you are doing today, was that the task that the Prime Minister tells you to do? The way you protect our motherland, was Dr. Rabweze there when you were doing that job before? Was I there when you were protecting our motherland? Why are you not doing it now? Again, I'm not trying to, I'm just using that question in a metaphorical way. So the person and the individuals that come out online to say that we or the government does not give these individuals money, that person is passing a false information. The Biafra government has been funding all our angels on ground, round the clock, as is needed and as we have money. And like our own Onyami and the Secretary of the Defense has said, we follow the chain of command in the United States of Biafra. If you are an angel on ground and you need something, you go through the chain. You can go through the deputy defense, you can go through the defense, you can go through my staff. There are people, you can go through any of the secretaries. That is the right thing to do. And I do not want to come out and be going back and forth what this government has done, how much money they've given to the individuals, how much money they've given to men on ground, and how much money that is irrelevant to me. What is more important to me is we are building a nation where in each aspect we have people that are in charge of everything happening in every department. If you are under that department and you have an issue, you have a problem, what you need to do, for instance, if you're on the defense, you go through the Commander General, the person in charge of the defense in Homeland, who is Iwebutuzo. Go through him, ask him, I've not received this, so I needed money for this. What is holding? He will contact the government. And then we will run around and see how we can raise what we need to raise. That is the right thing to do. It's not about me. It's not about, if the individual does not do that through the set command, even if it's not me that is here today, if one of you comes into my position tomorrow and this individual still does that, it is still going to affect the functioning of the government. And you cannot say because the person does this or does that, let me go and be responding to that individual. Let them go through their chain of command. That is the right thing to do. I experienced that when Obatobia was around with us. When he gives orders, people he gives orders to, they don't respect that. They go and do something else. And then it's not my responsibility or for me to say, Obatobia, why didn't you do this? Because he gave those orders, including some people you see right now, claiming that they are fighting for this struggle. No, they are not. They are not, because before we went to Finland, before the declaration, the Prime Minister already set up a 4-man committee for the restructuring of BRIGI, BIAFRA Republic Government in Exile. I believe most of you have seen the video, because I believe the Prime Minister knows that some of those ex-BRIGI cabinet members, they have no respect for him. Even when he says something, they do not follow it up. They do not respect it. Because some of them will come and tell, oh, PM, we all started this together. We've been doing this since. So therefore, why are you excluding me? Why you not? We hear that every now and then. So the PM knows that this crop of individuals that do not respect him, eventually they'll be doing what you see them doing today. The Prime Minister set up a 4-man committee for the restructure of BRIGI. Immediately, we declare. Immediately, the declaration. And this 4-man committee had almost 2 months to work, to restructure the Biafra Republic government in exile and make it standard to move it into the United States of Biafra, which we currently have. These individuals went to work, did the whole restructuring. It was presented during our convention in Finland by the committee chair, Dr. Dorothy. It was presented. And that is where we are right now. That is the only structure that the Prime Minister approves. There are still some cabinet members who were not in this list of the secretaries that are still in the United States of Biafra cabinet as of today, without any positions, but they were still playing the role of cabinet members. When we call meetings for the cabinet, they are there with open heart, because they know that in every nation, in any nation, you cannot have up to 50, 60, 70 cabinet members. Google the cabinet member of America, they're just like 15. Finland, almost about 15 cabinet members. Why should the United States of Biafra cabinet be different? We cannot have everyone into the cabinet. That was why the Prime Minister set up that committee to restructure BRIGI peri and post declaration. And these ex-BRIGI cabinet members, most of them are fully aware. They were in that meeting when the Prime Minister gave that instruction, but we then follow that instruction. No, they never respected him when he was there, talk less of when he's not there. That is why they are pretending right now as if there's any other thing existing somewhere, which there is absolutely nothing. All they are doing is what their paymaster from the Nigeria terrorist state and their agent from the legitimized Southeast and South governor has paid 1 or 2 of them from intelligence to do. By destabilizing or trying to destabilize, trying to pretend as if there's something else existing there. Nothing is existing. Not in this government that we are in today. Nothing. So I want to use this opportunity to tell our gentle Yohu, we truly appreciate you. We truly appreciate your services. I personally appreciate you because I don't know some of you. And I know nobody will claim they know, because when the Prime Minister was around, the Prime Minister, most of the information and direct messages from our men on ground, most of you will bear me witnesses, the Prime Minister communicates directly with them. That has been the way it is. But some ex-Brigade cabinet members think that, oh, they have access to one commander on ground. They have access to one general who is their brother, and they can use them to manipulate what we are doing. Do not fall for that trick. The information from the Prime Minister is that no one knows anything. And that is where we stand. Those that says and those that continue to mingle with the affairs of the men on ground, the Prime Minister specifically warned, nobody should have access to our men on ground. It's not today that we started saying it. It is not today. It is not today that the Prime Minister started giving that warning. But some individuals, they think they know too much. They think they know too much. They think one of their friends, no one soldier on ground, no one man on ground. Therefore, they try to manipulate, try to be the spokesperson of those individuals. That's not your job. If the Prime Minister believed that you could have done that job, he would have made that appointment to appoint you as the spokesperson of the men on ground, which he did not do. And because he did not do that, you need to stay on your lane. You must stay on your lane because we are running a government. So I appreciate all the men on ground. I appreciate all our combatant soldiers. We appreciate all our BLA, BDF, Air Force, and Navy. There is nothing that will make this government to abandon anyone. As long as you go through the appropriate chain of command for this government, there are no two ways about it. Anybody that decides you cannot belong to the United States of Biafra, then do not ask anything from the United States of Biafra. If there's a place you feel more comfortable, and that's why I keep saying the United States of Biafra, we are going to have freedom of association. Whoever you feel comfortable to associate with, please go to the person. But as long as this government and our Prime Minister left for us, from Brigade to de facto to the United States of Biafra, as long as this government is concerned, that structure that the Prime Minister told us to form, that structure is in place. And anything you wish, any question you have, please go through that structure so that people don't use you. Those that use you, at the end of the day, they will dump you, because the United States of Biafra is the only government that will fight for you, that will fight for your rights, that will fight for anything that you need. Nobody else will do that. Forget the individuals that think they know too much about the face, or they know too much about Igbo, or they know too much. I'm not here to open up. I'm not here to say what I say. It is not what I'm here for. I'm here to keep the record straight. Whether you like it or you don't like it, that is a clear picture. And that is the fact that I'm telling you. Again, I want to use this opportunity. Just I've told our men on ground, and I've told Yahoo the Gentle that this government respects every commander on ground. We respect everyone. We respect every Biafran. We do not want to create a situation where what happened during the transition between our leader NNAMDI and our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa happened, where innocent Biafrans started seeing other innocent Biafrans as their enemies. That is what these individuals are trying to do. Do not fall for that trick. We already control that situation. We will continue to control that situation. The coordination between the state governors and the commanders on ground must continue. Every state have a commander. That is the way it's going to be. If you are a commander, you are in charge of the state where you are. You cannot leave Aba State and go to Ebonyi State unless there is a need from the government for that movement to happen. Then that will happen. But until then, we will continue to follow the structure of the United States of Biafra. Those that are working for the terrorist government of Nigeria, they are trying to use every way possible to derail or try to tamper or try to tell you, oh, they're going to be funding you directly. They are going to be funding that.
Wadaloli neno from Igbo media, boy by Siwene Utenu Nyabozi, Dio Kempa, Bastabak Yemen and Nigeria, and the NNAMDI teacher, na Eastern region, and Uno Kosia Dana Finland, and the Biafran Prime Minister, KCGD, the update, and the Yabo Biafran declaration came in Finland, so Yelina Kaya, I know Telu Niba Huko. Kifi waliku basta makayabo iye chief of staff kugasinirwa kuko yaneboro tagasiaka and the new development on Biafra of United States of Biafra. So yabi ife ka isi kai tiedo no kono kwa ifunche no den kono basta makayabi ife ngwa dado dinen kemesi anu monem.